Everything you were told about money is wrong. Your parents told you to save. Your teachers told you to save. Every financial advice article on the internet tells you to save. And if you have been doing exactly that, putting money in a savings account every month, being responsible, being disciplined, you are quietly losing thousands of dollars every single year. This is not a debate. It is math. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why saving money the traditional way is one of the worst financial moves you can make in 2025 and what to do instead. Let us start with a number, 3.4%. That is the average inflation rate over the last decade. It means that every year the purchasing power of your money drops by roughly 3.4%. Your savings account? It pays you 0.5% if you are lucky. Some pay as little as 0.01%. So let us do the math. You save $10,000. You feel safe, responsible, smart. In 10 years, that $10,000 has the purchasing power of about $7,100. You did not spend a single dollar. You did not gamble. You did not do anything wrong. And you still lost $2,900. This is called inflation erosion. And most people have no idea it is happening to them right now. Think about what that actually means in real life. A grocery cart that costs $100 today will cost $140 in 10 years. The same cart, the same food, there's 40% more expensive. If your money is not growing faster than that number, you are falling behind every single month. Now let us compare. Same $10,000. Instead of a savings account, you put it in a basic index fund tracking the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has returned an average of 10.5% per year over the last 50 years. Through recessions, through crashes, through wars, through pandemics, the long-term average is 10.5%. In 10 years, that $10,000 becomes $27,000. In 20 years, it becomes $74,000. In 30 years, it becomes over $200,000. Same $10,000. No additional contributions, just time. One choice puts you $2,900 behind. The other puts you $200,000 ahead. That is not investing advice. That is just arithmetic. The difference between the saver and the investor is not income. It is not luck. It is not talent. It is understanding where to put the money. So why does everyone tell you to save? There are two reasons. One is innocent, one is not. The innocent reason, the advice is old. 50 years ago, savings accounts paid 5 to 8% interest. In 1981, you could get 18% on a savings account. Saving money in a bank was genuinely a smart move back then. That world no longer exists. The advice stayed. The returns disappeared. The less innocent reason, banks make money when your money sits in their accounts. They pay you 0.5%. They lend it out at 6, 8, 15%. The spread between what they pay you and what they charge borrowers is pure profit. You are not a customer of the bank. You are the product. Every dollar sitting in a savings account is a dollar working for someone else. Now, before you close every savings account you have, stop. There is one legitimate reason to keep money in savings. It is called an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Liquid, accessible, not invested. This is not optional. This is your financial foundation. Before investing a single dollar, you need this in place. Without an emergency fund, one job loss, one medical bill, one broken car, and you are forced to sell investments at the worst possible time or go into debt. And debt at 20% interest is far more destructive than inflation at 3%. So the rule is simple. Step 1, build your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. At least find one paying 4 to 5%, not 0.01. Step 2, every dollar above that emergency fund should be working, not sitting. So if not a traditional savings account, what? 3 options in order of simplicity. Option 1, high-yield savings account, not your regular bank. Online banks currently pay 4 to 5%. Same protection as a regular savings account. Or here, same ease of access, 5 to 10 times the return. Takes 10 minutes to open. There is zero reason to use a 0.01% account when these exist. Option 2, index funds. You do not need to pick stocks. You do not need to understand markets. You do not need to watch charts or follow news. An index fund simply buys a tiny piece of every major company at once. When the economy grows, you grow with it. The average return historically is around 10% per year. Over any 20-year period in history, the S&P 500 has never lost money. Not once. Option 3, I-bonds, U.S. government inflation-protected bonds. The interest rate adjusts with inflation. When prices rise, your return rises with them. It is literally designed to do the one thing a savings account fails at: protect you from inflation. Now let us talk about the number that should change how you see every dollar you have. $200 a month. That is less than most people spend on subscriptions, eating out, and impulse purchases combined. If you invest $200 a month starting at age 25, at an average return of 10% per year, by age 60 you have $1,100,000. $1,100,000 from $200 a month. Now here is the painful part. If you wait just 10 years, if you start at 35 instead of 25, same $200 a month, same 10% return, same discipline, same everything. By age 65, you have $420,000, not $1 million, $420,000. The 10-year delay cost you $680,000. You did not lose that money in a crash. You did not make a bad decision. You simply put it in a savings account for 10 years instead of an index fund. That is the only difference. That is the price of waiting. That is the real cost of a savings account that nobody shows you. The math does not care about your reasons. It does not care that you were busy or scared or that nobody told you. It just compounds every single day, whether you participate or not. Here is the shift you need to make. Saving feels safe. Investing feels risky. That is the trap. Keeping money in a savings account has a guaranteed negative return after inflation. You will lose purchasing power every year. That is not a risk. That is a certainty. Investing in a diversified index fund over 10 or more years has never lost money in the entire history of the U.S. stock market. The thing that feels safe is quietly destroying your wealth. The thing that feels risky is the most reliable wealth-building tool that has ever existed. You were not taught this in school. That is not an accident. But now you know. Saving money is not the problem. Where you save it is. Build your emergency fund first. Then move your savings to a high-yield account. Then start putting money into index funds, even if it is $50 a month. The gap between the person who does this at 25 and the person who does not is not talent. It is not income. It is not luck. It is just knowing this. And now you do. If this changed how you think about money, the next video covers exactly how compound interest works, with real numbers, and why starting today is worth more than starting next year with twice as much. See you there.